All right, Graham, you're live.
Dead
Rock and
on.
roll, man.
So the stacked moving average pullback setup, the basic setup and the one that gives you the most. I'm going to talk about the actual long setup. And on the screen, we've got a chart there that basically has the elements and the components of the setup itself. You have got moving averages, and you'll see them on the right hand side. These are exponential moving averages. You have the 200 in yellow, you have the 100 in red, you have the 50 in white, and you have the 20 in blue. And final one is the 10 in green. As you can see, these are all in order. Now you have the 10 above the 20, 20 above the 50, 50 above the 100, and 100 above the 200. Now, what we're looking for in this element here is that you got the base, which is the 200 period moving averages. So that is what we call is if the price is above that, we're looking for longs. So as you can see, it's at the bottom and we're moving. So on the chart as well, we have the green bars on the candlesticks shows an up bar, and we got red candles which shows the down bar. Now on the element here, what we're saying on the left hand side of the chart at the bottom, we have got what we call as the fog zone. As you can see, you've got no momentum whatsoever. It's basically flat. If you have a look at the moving averages, there is no order in it. Really, it's giving you an element there that there is no momentum. What we're looking for is a gorilla coming into the marketplace. We want some momentum. We want to have and see the moving averages in order, spread apart, but most importantly is angled up. As you can see at the right hand side is you have got a lot of space between each moving average. So there's a lot of momentum, and plus we're going into the direction of the move themselves. So the actual setup itself, we're looking at two things with regards to the bars. We're looking for a setup bar, and we're also looking for a trigger bar. Now, whenever you've actually got to the right hand side of the fog zone, you can actually see the compression of the moving averages, and then suddenly you get a lot of momentum coming forward. So whenever you see that, what we're doing is we're following price as they move on up to go longs, but we're looking for a pullback itself. So the first pullback after the break of those pivots to the left in our fog zone is going to be our best entry. So we're looking for a pullback to the 10 or the 20 to create an option there to give us the best possible price or fill to be able to actually go for a momentum and give us the best probability of actually getting a move. So the first bar we're looking for is a setup bar. We're looking for a pullback to the 10 or the 20, and we're working for the first close above the 10. As you can see on the first arrow there on the left, we got a wee bit of a pullback. It touches the 10, and what we're looking for is the break of a high of that bar, which is a trigger bar. So one tick above the setup bar, we're looking for entry. And what we're looking for is a 10 tick loss, a stop loss to be placed in automatically when you go in. With a NinjaTrader, there's an ATM strategy to put in. So you get an entry with 10 ticks maximum loss. Never ever actually valid this rule. So once you go into that setup, what you're doing is you're following the actual prices themselves. You're watching the angle of the moving averages. You're watching to see what price is doing, but also as well as there's multiple arrows on this chart showing multiple entries. So if you miss the first one, you can get in the second or the third or the fourth or fifth entry. So once you're actually doing this here in this move, as you can see, you can get in multiple times if you're actually losing it, but also as well through your trade management structure that you've actually put into here, we're looking for momentum. And as you can see at the top of the chart themselves, it's actually the first close, which is a red down bar below the 10. That's where you exit. But also as well as you exit the trade with a if your stop loss of 10 ticks is hit. Now, what do I mean by ticks? Ticks themselves is the smallest increment of movement on the chart. And what we're doing here with the trade details is making sure that the daily nut themselves is 40 ticks in profit. So that there's 40 increments in movement. So if you take the example of the E-mini NASDAQ, That is $5 per tick. So what we're looking for in one contract in NASDAQ is $200 profit. So that's our nut. That's what we're doing. That's our goal. And that's our expectation. So with regards to the brokerage that you're on, you're looking for a round term commission on that trade themselves is $3.78. So that there's basically in and out of the trade on one contract. But also as well, what you have to remember, we are working on the 1 minute chart themselves. So boiling down what you're looking for. You're looking for stack moving averages. We're looking out of the FUX zone. We're looking for a setup bar and a trigger and a close of the 10. So ultimately, it's simple to use, and there you go. That's your setup for you.